Welcome, modern day mystics, fellow truth seekers, James and Justin, back again with another reaction video. And today we're going to take a look at a video that you sent me. I haven't seen any of this.
I don't even remember doing it.
It's by the Icons of Motivation, and it was an interview with Dr. Gladys Mcgarey, and the video is titled 103-year-old doctor shares 5 lessons everyone learns too late. So, time to bone up on some of our wisdom and make sure we learn these lessons early so we don't make any mistakes.
Yeah. What would you say healing is?
All healing comes from inside ourselves. We have the physician on the outside and the physician on the inside. All healing comes from within us, and all healing is based on love. That's the center of holistic healing.
Love is the center?
Yes.
I've heard that you have a mantra, and I'm curious about this, that never give up. How have you used that mantra in your life?
Well, it started with my dad. And I remember being probably 9 years old, and I was doing something, and I said, "Oh, I give up." And he looks at me and he says, "Are you a quitter?" And I thought, oh man, that's like being a liar. No, I'm not a quitter. And if I, look back, there's Satan's. It's so important for us to understand what we teach our children. And these are things that were really brought to me so that I could understand the kind of life that I was going to actually live. And so, yeah, I had to make do. I had to let go. I had to, my mother taught me how to not take things in and say that was horrible. I hurt my feelings, and I could just let it go. And 15, 20 years ago, I came up with for myself, a kind of a structure for philosophy that I was building and all. I've come up with what I call 5 L's. The first one is life and love. Without life, there's nothing, You can be a seed in the Great Pyramid for 5,000 years and nothing happens until love, which is light and water and so on, softens the shell, and the light and the seed opens up and it grows. Life and love are one unit. They work together. It's like a pregnancy. When a mother is pregnant, she and that baby are one unit. What she eats, the baby eats. What she thinks, the baby thinks. It's a constant process. But that aspect of reality that is that baby that is being nurtured and grown within the womb doesn't really find its own identity until it takes its first breath. And then it becomes who it is. It takes the reason why it's coming into this earth. So it's this reality that life and love are one unit, and that as we work with each other that way, we can really understand aspects of ourselves, but aspects of the world around us, and aspects of other people too. The first L was life and love, and those two came together, and I understood those. But the third one was laughter. Laughter without love is cruel. It's mean. It takes families apart. It has caused wars, Laughter can be cruel, but laughter with love is joy and happiness. And the fourth L is labor. Labor without love is drudgery. It's
just before we get into that labor part there, I like how she threw in that laughter with the love and reality, because I think sometimes too much harshness in communicating with others, or like if it's just like raw truth with zero empathy, or a way to like kind of be able to laugh at somehow how dumb we can be sometimes. Laughter kind of shows that you understand, almost like the fact, your ability to be able to laugh at a situation. So
Good point.
yeah, I just I feel kind of like a,
Well, it's
more
interesting.
relatable than just like a cut point, like you should have done it this way, or I don't like the way that you did.
I tend to agree.
Yeah,
I like the idea of laughter in love is greater than laughter at like some kind of cruel laughter.
Yeah.
But I actually have known people where their family's sense of humor is to laugh at people when they ain't looking.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what I think of that.
Yeah, yeah.
They are close to each other in that
Yeah.
moment. My greatest memory is pointing out losers in public with my dad. Laughing at people in my thing. And there's humor in that. As long as you can laugh at the fact that I'm laughing at what you find funny,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we're all laughing together then.
Yeah.
You get laughed at so much and you can't take it no more, and you lighten up. You
Yeah.
finally lighten up. Sometimes that's why people laugh. It's just like, get over yourself, man. Like lighten up. See how lame we all are. Beautiful gray hair, by the way. If you're coming along and you want to dye your hair gray because you notice how cool it is when people do that, just wait, because there's beauty to have in your natural hair color. But if you ever do go gray, look at that. It's like a crown of white gray hair on your head when you get older. You just gotta wait for it.
Yeah.
But sometimes when people go gray, they dye their hair like their younger hair. And sometimes when young people are young, I've seen young people dye their hair gray
Yeah.
to catch up.
Yeah.
And go nuts. Do whatever the hell you want. That can look cool too.
It's
I'm just
crazy
saying.
to just think also that we're listening to someone here who's 103.
Yeah.
It's to just fathom how long you've lived. You've seen everything. That means that she was alive in the 1920s. That's like, and you've seen everything. Like, it's
Seen
crazy.
a lot. Yeah, everything under the sun.
You just gotta go to work. You just gotta do this. Too many diapers. But labor with love is bliss. It's why we singers sing, why painters paint. It's why I do what I do. It's why you do what you do. It's what makes our hearts sing. It's that inner aspect of our being that comes alive, and we'll work 5 times as hard as we were when we were dragging ourselves along with the drudgery thing. And the 5th one is listening. Listening without love is empty sound. It just doesn't make any sense. You don't understand. But listening with love is understanding. So these 5 loves, these 5 L's have been very helpful for me in structuring and understanding the philosophy and the life that I'm working with.
Because I think for most of us, that would be what we want, but we get stuck with something. What do you think we're getting stuck with when we're trying to embrace living medicine?
Because we really don't understand our own power. See, I have this kind of idea that when God created this earth, whoever God is to whoever you are, he created the earth, and it was beautiful and everything was in place and the way it should be. But then he created the human being, and he said to us, now you are the only creatures on this whole place that have the right to choose and have free will. So therefore, I give you dominion over the earth. And we, being who we were, decided that what he meant by dominion was dominance. And so we've taken over the earth and done what we darn well choose with it, and look where we are. So it's that reality that within us as human beings, I think that like E.T. who was reaching for home, I think that in the inner part of us we're all reaching for our true humanity. And that true humanity understands that we are the ones who do the healing.
When you mentioned that at the center of holistic medicine or living medicine is love, and you describe these 5 L's, living, love, laughter, labor, and listening, and you kept relating it back to love, it really does feel like at the center of this philosophy is love.
Yes, yes, it really is.
It feels like that's what you've shared your whole career, beautiful and radical ideas, this notion that medicine could be flipped from killing to living, that we could put love.
I didn't want to stop it, but I just wanted to point something out real quick that delights me. This is a doctor, right? She's a doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, pretty reputable doctor. I love that she's using E.T. as an example. Just like E.T. was reaching for home.
Yeah.
I love that. You can find truth in observing nature. You can find truth in observing art. It's everywhere for the picking. Go get some.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And sound. You could write that into scripture. And then E.T. searched for home. And we all like get together and solemnly like meditate on the scriptures about E.T. That is my jam. I love that. That is the modern day sage. That is the 2020s onward. Behold, you have permission to make anything sacred. Friends. There's an episode, Behold, Friends episode, 19, when Chandler does this, lest we be like a, foolish Chandler in this episode.
Yeah.
Or wise Chandler, whatever. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah,
I take
I hear
that
what
stuff
you're saying.
seriously.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Yeah. It's everywhere. Just reflected back to us, wisdom.
Yeah.
Just gotta listen.
In the center of it, and we could recognize that the healing comes from the inside. I think these messages are just transcendent.
And not be afraid of love. It's the very essence of our being. And if we can accept it and share it and not try to, you can't save it. It's an energy. You don't save energy. You have to use it. If you don't use it, it dies.
Some nice solid wisdom. It's not the first time I've heard that love is kind of like at the center of it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little distracted. I don't know why I said that to you. I didn't pick up much from that. Like I was like, I just wasn't keyed into exactly what she was saying. Maybe you could reiterate what was going on.
No, I think I like what I was just saying there. Whereas I really feel like she was trying to point towards love being the center of the things that you do, whether it's listening or laboring. Whatever part you're engaging with, do it in love and see where it takes you. Like, just take the work one. Imagine if we taught our kids, to pursue what you love when you get there. Follow your dreams. Do what you love. Like, that is most important. Not how much money you make. Not how big your bank account's going to be. Not what you're going to do. Are you going to wake up every day and love what you do? Because behold what happens when you wake up and you do something you don't want to do every day of your life in pursuit of,
and you know what,
of money or whatever.
If you haven't done that thus far, don't beat yourself up about it. For God's sake, don't give way to guilt.
Yeah.
Just listen to the wise words you just said. Yeah, man, I think that we could use to tell our kids that a little bit more. But if you're not there and you're like, look, man, that sounds like cuckoo world to me. This is a competitive world.
Yeah.
God will sort it out. And even if you do that thing which traumatizes us all, which society does to us, go watch our freedom video or kingdom video.
Yeah. Well, and I say that when I say stuff like that, I'm also talking to myself too. It's not like I've achieved. Like I've totally embodied 100% of this. No, it's like something I'm still working out.
We all are. Jeez Louise. None of us become too narcissistic. We're all coming to the same conclusion at the same time. Nobody's special. We're all the guru. We're all the Buddha. We're all awakening at the same time.
Yeah.
Just don't be dragged kicking and screaming. Do it so that when your heart chakra finally does open up, you're not like rocking back and forth and need people to comfort you. Be like this instead. Yes! No more competition! No more me trying to like scheme to crush you so I can paranoidly be at the top, by myself. No.
Yeah.
Hopefully that lines up with what she says. I do agree with that thing that she said where, work without love is drudgery.
Yeah.
I don't know how technically true that is, but it resonates to some degree.
Yeah.
Work without love is drudgery. I was working on something recently. This is the last point I'll make.
Yeah.
But it was like an artistic thing, and it started to feel like drudgery. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to shake loose the need for it to be a certain way. I'm going to make some bold moves here. And you said, hey, I really like that thing that you made that I posted or whatever. But the point was, I was like, forget it. I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to go get back to having fun as I create this. Yeah. And it came out, I'm proud of what it was in the end. Yeah. But if you flagellate yourself, hang on, I need my whip while I'm doing this thing to chase something that's already an illusion that, try to be like the Matrix, they don't make those movies for nothing. Yeah. There's nuggets of truth in there. You got to awaken to the true path. Yeah. Don't just look at a sea of suits telling you money's where it's at. That is where it's at, idiot. Open up your eyes a little bit.
Yeah. Well, guys, hopefully you liked some of this wisdom shared by Dr. Gladys Mcgarey. And let us know in the comments what you think. If you liked our reaction here, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone till next time, stay spiritual.